Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome out here to the Rockingham International Raceway here in North Carolina. Upstate Al and racing Jason along with you. Sorry about the delay in tonight's program. Ran into a little bit of technical difficulties, and the truck finally got it figured out. And, well, here we are, Jason, and we've missed 4 heat races. A consolation, but the field is set for tonight's 70-lap main event here at a very tricky racetrack for the Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Series.
Yeah, we had a little technical difficulties with the truck out, but we got it all fixed up, and the heat race is underway, and I got to watch him while they were working on the technical stuff. This whole track looks loose, son, and the Rock's always an exciting place to go. I'm fired up about this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one here tonight. And remember last week, a thrilling race at Irwindale that saw Braxton DeWeese snap Greggy Long's win streak. Well, we have a 4th different winner here tonight, and we'll find out. But look at the driver highlight this week is, well, our friend Jaden Cretaci. They call him Little Muffin. He's been racing for 9 years. Loves racing the street stocks and Xfinity car. Michigan is his favorite racetrack. He does graphic design in his other time, along with fishing for the big old fishies, monster trucks, and getting green apple blow pops. You can't blame him there, can you?
Oh, absolutely not. That sounds sticky.
He wants to win everything that there is to win, and so you can see over there. We're glad to bring you today's driver spotlight for the Postma Flooring Late Model Stocks, Mr. Jaden Cretaci. And we're glad to be back in action here tonight as we bring you tonight's racing action. And the Rockingham is one of my favorite racetracks, Jason. And well, we couldn't be doing it without all the sponsors of the Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Tour. And Postma Flooring, serving Lower Michigan and specializing in luxury vinyl plank, tile, carpet, and other floor coverings. Contact Zach Postma to schedule your next flooring coverings project at 616-818-8980. And LaPlante Racing Products, LLC, the proud sponsor of the Tuesday night late model stocks presented by Postma Flooring. LaPlante Racing Products specializes in the prevention of scaphoid or wrist injuries in racing. The patent-pending LaPlante steering coupling device, or SCD, is designed by a driver for drivers of open-wheel race cars to protect a wrist with head-on collisions. So make sure you check out LaPlante Racing Products, and if you run those open-wheel cars, I think that would even be good for these full fender cars, because the steering wheel does get whippy around in your hands.
Yes.
That's a technical term, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Whippy around.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, this race is going to be a good one, though, and I'm sad that we missed. But let's take a look at your heat race results here as they get ready to get wrapped up here. Well, as they get wrapped up here, how about we set the grid? Jason, we're going to start the grid here tonight with tonight's main event, 26 cars strong, and this is how they will line up. Starting on the pole in car number 18 will be Devin McDonald. Outside of him, the driver out of Indiana. That will be the 38 of David Payton. Zane Cruz roll off third. Outside of him, Steve Hoffman in car number 86. Jimmy Gawker and Nathan Coaster will make up row number 3. Row number 4, Tanner Tallarico and Hayden Swank. Ron Hart and Andrew Payne will round out your first 5 rows.
Al, you got to cut in for me, son. This thing's messing up again.
The more technical, those gremlins. Zach Nichols will roll off 11th on the outside of him. The last week's winner, Braxton DeWeese, will roll off 12th. 13th will be John Sinu, and outside of him, car number 11 of Jaden Cretaci, our driver highlight here. Zach Coyer and Greggy Long will roll off 15th and 16th. 17th starting spot will be Mike McCaskill and Charles Darling rolling off 18th. Braden Cook and Noah Boucher will make up row number 10. Row 11 will see Tim Rogers and Andrew Hardings. Colby Garrett and Brent Forrest make up row number 12. In row number 13, shotgun on the field will be Jamie Prevost and John DeMeester in car number 2. That is how the field will start. We have 70 laps of action coming at you as the field paces behind the pace car. And Jason, it's going to be one of those big races here tonight as we look from high above the Rockingham, the Rock, and one set of tires, but you're going to have to manage those. This track is a cheese grater for Hoosier Racing.
Yeah, it's going to be really intense, and these tires are going to burn off it super fast tonight, Al. And this whole track's wore out, and it's been sitting for a while, other than the iRacing platform. It's going to be real interesting, though, to see these late model stocks out here running around this place.
It definitely will be, and it's good to see some names up there. And I believe the invert was 12th, so I'm assuming that you tell me along. You were up here while I was down in the truck fixing things. That Braxton DeWeese, Andrew Payne, Zach Nichols, and John Sinu were heat race winners tonight.
I believe you're right there, Al. I believe you're 100%. I watched a couple of them.
Look at the marbles around the Rockingham. That's going to be a big thing here tonight, too. These tires are going to wear out quick, but those marbles, look at them already up on the outside of the racetrack.
Yeah, they build up real fast. That just means one thing, Al. Rubber is flying, baby.
You got your goggles?
Absolutely not.
That's why we're in the glass case up here. Glass case of emotion. All right.
Oh, boy.
I want to thank everybody for tuning on in here as we get ready to go. Green flag racing at the Rock. The Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Series is green here at Rockingham.
Oh, man, it took him a while to get up to speed, Al. Devin McDonald got buffer tagged back here in the back.
And a good jump there by Devin McDonald by the front. They are 3 wide back here. You see Andrew Payne working the extreme high side with the Quick Time Motorsports entry as he works the outside of the 35 of Hayden Swank and the 8 of Braxton DeWeese right there. A little bit of contact. Everybody trying to vie for position. Devin McDonald's going to lead lap number 1 as they fan out all across this racetrack.
Yeah, this is what you want to do right here. A little pack racing here at the Rock. And look, I mean, these guys are just giving at it. Katachri, DeWeese, they're still side by side back here in the back.
Yeah, Jaden Kratacci is trying to work around the outside of the 44 of Zach Nichols as they roll through here. Nichols with a good run that time through turns 3 and 4. As they all work down there. Got to give a tap of the cap there to the number 1 of Tanner Tallarico. I found an old rust bucket, and he's able to get it looking good as now Cruz was taking a look to the inside underneath Devin McDonald. Jimmy Gawker right there in the 2 car as well. They'll run side by side as they come off of turn number 4. They're already putting lap number 3 into the books. At the line, it was McDonald just by a bumper cap, maybe a little bit of vinyl on that Camry, putting him out front. He works the outside, up the racetrack, he goes into the outside wall. Cruz going to take the race lead, and McDonald dropping the anchor after making contact with the outside retaining wall through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, and a real good job of McDonald to hold on to that thing when he stuck it in the fence. That's pretty sketchy in these late model stocks, the speeds they're carrying around here at the Rock.
They definitely are. 25 flat last time by for Cruz as he is trying to set out on the front of this one and just check out. Tanner Tallarico making a move now underneath David Payne and in that Pinkerton entry. Tallarico working underneath him. He's bringing Ron Hart, and he's brought another hot rod with him today to the Rock as well. Ron Hart been quick all season long when he's been able to get up there and stay out of trouble. And the boy, isn't that the name of the game?
Yeah, that's for sure. But I tell you what, these guys laying some laps down. Already 6 laps in, a little contact almost between the 38 and the 51 of Hart and Payton. Oh, look, we're going 3 wide down the front straight away in the trial.
Nathan Coaster down to the inside there, trying to make it 3 wide. They're trying to think about it. Here comes Zach Nichols. Nichols trying to make quick work is get up back up towards the front. He's got Kratacci and Deweese along with Andrew Payne right there in tow as well. And that is a great battle as they are all side by side trying to make their way up through the field.
Oh, contact.
Oh, McDonald making hard contact, and Payne going to go around as well. Andrew Payne.
McDonald has spun out down here in the entrance of turn 1.
And the field going to roll off. And our first Tallarico Boardwalk Subs yellow flag of the evening comes out after contact between Hoffman and Payne. You see Hoffman's car. Left front beat up on that automobile. Let's take a look back here and see what happened, shall we? They come in off of turn number 4. Hoffman on the outside. Oh, I'm going to say Netco decided that one. They were side by side, and this is the way the car reacted. Let's see if we can get a better look. Here, we'll go on board. And a little bit of contact there, and around she went. Regardless, not the way Hoffman or Payne wanted them, because we got some takers coming down pit road here early on in this one.
Yeah, Deb McDonald got up worse into that also. And Braxton Oasis barely made it by, Al.
So we'll get some damage fixed. The good news is the caution laps around the rock give you some time to get some damage fixed here. But the yellows are short.
Yeah, this is one of the best tracks on the platform of iRacing now, in my opinion. I love it so joint. It makes them for great racing.
Yeah, thank you for Chris sent that, those good notes out there in the chat saying we could get it figured out. He had faith in me. I don't think anybody else did because I lost it. So Chris has all the faith in me. So we appreciate that, Chris. iRacing had an update today, and we did that. And my guess was some corrupt files or whatever, Racing Jason. And, well, we got it figured out.
Well, Al, in my opinion, maybe it's time to upgrade the whole system. But I'll just keep that to myself, and we'll worry about that next week.
I'll do it on your dime.
Oh! I'll cut you a check, Al.
All right. I figured as much. You got a race car. That means you got money.
Oh, okay. I got you.
No? All right.
Well, yeah, it's not that I have money. It's just that I have help.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
I need a lot of that.
Same.
Oh, Lord.
Pace lights off on the pace car, Al?
They are. They're going to go to the safe haven of pit road, making that off-road left-hand turn and into the Postma flooring away and the gas pedal down, restart zone, and we are back underway and a great start for Cruz. And look at the start behind them. Tallarico looking to go from 5th to 2nd on that restart.
Well, he was hunting up front right there. Shot out of a cannon. Here comes Tanner. He really wants to get that Mojo #1 spot.
Tallarico taking a look down to the inside here and quickly back out onto the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs yellow flag. And Steve Hoffman's troubles continue. Hoffman bringing out the second yellow flag. Yeah, you just got to believe that car's got to be wounded.
Absolutely.
So coming to the restart, Andrew Payne behind him, and the 35 of Hayden Swank. Oh, in front of him. Trouble. Let's dissect. Oh, one car up and over. That was John DeMeester. That reminded me of Joey Logano at Dover. in a similar looking paint scheme. You see them coming down there. They were 3 wide there. The 25 car of Colby Garrett making contact. And Steve Hoffman going to get the worst end of that one. They were 3 wide, got up in that outside wall. And we are slowed for the second time.
I'll tell you, the Mister's car was bouncing really bad. That's how rough this track is.
And those walls are very unforgiving there. They came out of that corner. They were three wide there. And that's probably one of the worst places to be double file, or even, in their case, 3 wide on this racetrack, is off of turn number 2. You carry a lot of speed through 1 and 2. You're hard back in the gas. And if something happens right there, well, there's not much you can do other than hold on and hope you're doing well. And you can see the cloud cover really starting to come in it now here in this early stages of this race. It's been really sunny before this, all through qualifying. As the field
been beautiful
doubles
weather
up.
Everywhere, Al.
So the field doubled up. Now Tanner's going to have to start on the outside of Cruz. Zane Cruz up on the front of this one. It's the number 1 of Tallarico on the outside. Nathan Coaster in that 53 car runs in 3rd outside of him. Jimmy Gawker in the number 2. Ron Hart, Jaden Kratanchi, Braxton Louise, Zach Nichols, Zach Hoyer, and David Payton, your top 10.
Looks like we're going to fire them off one more time here.
Going to lay the Postma flooring down here into the restart zone, and we are back underway.
And Tanner looked like he spun the tires a little bit that time out, shifting gears.
The outside lane has not been the restart lane that you want to be in, it seems like. With a nice recovery, Tanner going to drop down into that number 3 spot. More cars in the outside wall back here. Looks like maybe the 45 car, the 16 of Noah Boucher. Take a look back here. Jamie Prevost in the beautiful looking 73. Currently runs in that 18th spot, but up front, how about Coaster? Coaster trying to make the move on Cruz as Ron Hart takes a peek underneath Tanner Tallarico. They'll get it back in line as they head into turn number 3.
Yeah, Ron Hart's got a rocket each and every week. Look at those back here a little farther back. Jaden Katatri way up on that outside line, side by side.
High, wide, and handsome as we go on board with Kratachi. He's trying to get to the front. Tallarico trying to get back into the number 2 spot underneath Coaster, and he will do so through turns 1 and 2.
Albert 3 wide. DeWeese. Holy cow, Nichols. Whew.
They're 3 wide for the. Oh, hang on to it, Nichols. Nichols wrestling the wheel. He'll hold on to it. Amazing.
Yeah, well, these are some good wheelmen on this late model stocks division on a Tuesday night. I love it.
How Nichols saved that?
I don't know. I have no idea. But he's a wheelman. But Peyton way up there, high, wide, and handsome. Run a little Kyle Larson line in that 38 car a little farther back.
He's got Chuck Darling. Started back in the 18th position, inside the top 10 now. Tim Rogers in the number 5, the driver out of Binghamton, New York. Runs there. And look at that 23 car. That is a sharp-looking hot rod up there. That, I believe, is Zach Coyer in that 23.
I like that old hot rod.
Usually he's in the 13, but just added 10 to it this week.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Oh, Noah Boucher going around. Boucher facing backwards and coming back out, and Don DeMeester making a move there is Zane Cruz, your race leader. We were on there when we saw Boucher just get loose. Not sure if he had help. We'll find out when we take a look back at the replay. They say they got that queued up. He was racing back there with the 555. Got down on that apron, just got loose in the 555. Brent Vorst could not check up in time in the LaPlante Racing Products entry of Noah Boucher. Nowhere to go. That's a helpless feeling when you start to lose there and you know you got to check up.
Yep, well, sometimes people don't check up.
It happens.
What do they call that? Arca breaking. We went 23 laps out. Pretty good racing so far, though, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the Rock is one of those racetracks that we expected nothing but great racing, and that is what we've gotten so far. Cruz, your race leader. Tallarico runs in second. It is now the 038 of Braden Cook going to get one lap back. Ron Hart runs in third. Fourth spot, Jaden Kratacci from the 14th position. Braxton Deweese is fifth. Nathan Coaster all the way up here to six, or back to six. He was up there battling for the race lead there and got shuffled back to six. Zach Nichols is seventh. Eighth spot, Zach Coyer. And a Cadillac.
You don't see that every day. Who'd you think he is, Snoop Dogg?
I don't know, but his car says Nashville made me do it. Maybe he's singing country music in there. Who knows?
Well, Willie Nelson, huh?
It could be.
There you go.
Jimmy Gawker is in the ninth spot. David Payton rounding out your top 10. 11th is Tim Rogers. Chuck Darling is 12th. Or swap them. Then we got John Sinu in the 086 and Greggy Long. Brent Vorst is 15th. Andrew Harding, Hayden Swank, Steve Hoffman, Jamie Prevost, Andrew Payne. Those guys are all still trying to fix damage from that lap 1 wreck. And these yellows got to be helping them a little bit with that.
Yeah, and keeping these tires cooled off also. Yes,
sir. Into the Postma 4 and restart zone, and they are laying it down. We are back underway. And a great start once again for Cruz. And Tallarico with a better start, but Ron Hart right to the inside. And here comes Braxton Deweese. Deweese and Kratacci side by side as well as they work down the Thunder stretch.
Here they come side by side, 3 rows deep.
Oh, Tallarico.
3 wide coming out turn 4 now.
They almost thought about going 4 wide. They're back at the 2x2, and now Ron Hart into the number 2 position.
Yeah, Ron Hart, he is on a mission to hunt the front. Once again, that 51 car. Boy, this is tight racing coming out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Thunder Alley, baby, here at the Rock.
They are working it through turns 3 and 4, 2x2, and the sun's starting to come out. Tallarico still working it outside of the racetrack is the 8 of Deweese down low, the 44 of Nichols right there as well. And these lines look fairly even.
Yeah, they do, and this old racetrack here, you can run high, low, middle, it don't matter. These guys are putting it anywhere. 53 car Coaster, he's still wanting some of that action. He was running up towards the front earlier. He still wants to put in that mix.
Gawker right there as well in that number 2 car. He's kept it in the top 10. And right now, these guys running side by side has allowed Cruz out to the race lead. Deweese with a little bit of a head steam, but here comes Tallarico down the back stretch in the turn number 3. They're still side by side. Kratacci and Nichols trying to figure out, all right, which lane is the lane to be in, which lane's going to go. give the nod right now to the 8 of Deweese at the line. He'll be in the 3rd position as we close in on the halfway point.
Well, I tell you what, the 53 of Coaster right there, he went down the trial, kind of run that lower line, cut the track in half, and he about lost it going down into turn 1 like that. He had a moment for sure.
Got a lot of marbles down there on the racetrack, and the crossover move now. Tallarico down to the inside. He's trying to cross over Braxton Deweese. He will do so. Deweese runs him a little bit shallow in the corner, and look at how loose Deweese is up on the outside. Deweese almost going around. Nice hands and feet work inside the Interstate Ford, and didn't really lose too much ground.
No, not too bad, but I mean, here comes Zach Nichols in that 44 car. We used to send him each and every week run up front, and it's been a while since we got to talk to Zach Nichols. But he is wanting that podium spot tonight, Al.
He is, and already three races in. We have Greggy Long and Braxton Deweese as race winners in the 2025 Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Tour. Who's going to etch their name into that tier tonight? Greggy Long back there in the 16th position as we still watch this battle raging on.
Really good racing all around this facility. Glad they're bringing the rock back in real life also, Al. It's good to see that for NASCAR to come back here.
I heard that they were.
Rich history here at the Rockingham Speedway.
It's easily one of my favorite racetracks.
Absolutely. It's a family thing for me. My in-laws went here back in the day.
A little bit deeper back in the pack, we got John Cena racing with Hayden Swank. And he's brought Forrest in that 555 as they all are chasing Tim Rogers. Andrew Harding's back there, and Andrew Payne starting to make a move towards the front with his Camaro. But the arrow on that car, you got to wonder if that's got to be hurting his advances here at Rockingham with how fast this is. As Ron Hart taking the race lead. Cruz gives him the bumper.
Huge wreck on the back straightaway.
Everybody piling in on the backstretch.
Oh, no.
David Payton involved, Tim Rogers. Oh, Lord.
This changes everything.
We are going to have to take a moment. The 53 of Coaster driving in reverse like Cole Trickle.
Or Kyle Busch.
Or Kyle Busch. Oh boy, that started up front. Let's try to dissect this one, shall we, Dobbs?
Absolutely.
Starts up here. We'll watch David Payton. He's the first car in the list that we had with trouble. It started up in front of him. Kratacci went around. Tanner Tallarico, who was running up inside the top 3 as well.
I believe you just lost it, Al.
See, Tallarico was working the outside, Coaster down low. Oh, they came off 3 wide, and it was one of those checkup deals. Oh, and a hard lick to the inside retaining wall, and up and over they go. Darling involved. Let's go on board with Tallarico. He got loose, came down the racetrack, and at the time, Kratacci was trying to fill that void. And when the track closed up, it closed up in a hurry.
Well, I tell you what, they hit hard. Gawker hit hard. Swank hit hard. They all hit hard right there.
Zach Coyer with a lot of damage to his caddy. He'll get the wave around, I believe, this time by. That was some big hits there, and it took all that. That really changes the complexion of this race.
It looked like to me Coaster got a little loose also, the 53 car. As soon as he hit the exit of turn 2, and I mean, Tanner was loose also, so 2 cars was pretty loose coming out of the corner, Al.
Yeah, and they just were 3 wide there, and it just kind of sandwiched them. You see I was looking here. Kratachi, a little bit of right front damage to his number 11. How about Johnny Sinu up into the 5th spot in the Luke Oil number 86? So we're going to be headed into the Postma Flooring restart zone, this time off turn number 4. Ron Hart is your control car, and he chose to start on the outside. First time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, it has been, and I think the tire wear might come and play here.
I think it definitely will. Cruz, though, down to the inside. Him and the 8 of Deweese battling out for spot number 2. Here comes the 44 of Nichols down to the inside, trying to make something happen. Nichols are going to fan out, go 3 wide. They're thinking about it here at the stripe.
Tell you what, though, Ron Hart, he's found his way to the front, Alan. He's going to be hard to catch, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be one of those tough guys to catch right now. Zach Nichols runs here. We watched that battle for second. That's still side by side. Greggy Long starting to make his way towards the front. You can't count out that 21 car. 2-time winner this season. Jaden Kratachi just ran the fastest lap of the race last time by with a 25.34. So these tires, I know the yellows have been helping, are still pretty good on these race cars.
Yeah, they're lap times are fast, and some of these guys in the top 10 now made their way up to the top 10 after that wreck. They're really hunting the front now, Al. They got a shot here to win this thing.
That they do. And Noah Boucher, remember we saw him spin out early on in this race. He sits in the 7th spot with Sinu right there behind him. Rogers and McDonald. Devin McDonald making his way back inside the top 10. Couple cars on pit road though. Gawker, Coaster, Tellerico, and Darling, who are all involved in the big one. That was our last yellow flag.
That was a major crash down the backstretch here at Thunder Alley, and that's what happens here at this track. It just widens up and there's nowhere to go.
Watch this battle for the number 2 spot as Cruz has it over Nichols, Deweese, and Kratachi. Their top 5 cars have really broken away from 6th place running Greggy Long. We haven't really talked about him that much tonight, but he's quietly made his way up towards the front.
Here comes Zach Nichols under the 31 car of Cruz looking for that 2nd spot.
Cruz up on the outside. He has to catch the race car back out of the throttle just a little bit. That allows both Deweese and Nichols by him. And Deweese was pushing the 44 that time, I believe, down the backstretch.
Well, he was. He was giving that old Interstate Ford Mustang. He was shoving Nichols in the corner. Look at the marbles built up all over this racetrack. Out 45 laps in, 30 laps to go. No, less than 30 to go. Them marbles are built up everywhere on the outside of this track.
Yeah, outside down on that apron, and then you gotta watch yourself because with your tires get heated, they'll pick them right up, and that makes your car a little bit loose as it is. And these cars look to be very edgy here tonight. As now Nichols draws a bead to the backside of the 51 of Hart, and they'll draw side by side down the back stretch. Battle for your race lead in the turn number 3, and the door will get shut for the time being. 24 laps to go when they cross the stripe.
Yeah, Zach Nichols looking to take the lead right here. It's been a while since we've seen that 44 car run up front, but he's got another young cat behind him in Braxton Deweese, who wins a lot, and he wants some action too.
He does, and he's down the backstretch they come, and here comes Kratachi now. Kratachi on the attack, trying to work underneath the 31 of Cruz as well. So Cruz goes from running 2nd back to almost 5th. as Zach Nichols tries to go to a race lead. Ron Hart blocks him all the way down to the grass.
Yeah, he did. Sorry about that, Al. Go for it, baby. Let's go.
No, you got it, brother. These guys are really decking it out. The gloves are off here with 23 to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, 51 of Ron Hart looked like Rowdy Burns out there slamming doors on Cole Trickle. Well, I'll tell you what, it's getting exciting now.
Hart out front, and the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs yellow flag coming out. Brent Voris in trouble off of turn number 2. And look at the marbles all over the racetrack in that camera shot. Let's see what happened to old Brent here. He was racing with Andrew Hardings in the 45 car. Oh, Hardings got tight in on quarter entry and just caught the quarter panel and up and over, and the teammate, the 38 of blanking here. Braden Cook had nowhere to go. It would come to me, Dobbs.
Well, it happens, Al. We've had a rough technical night here getting everything situated.
I tell you who's having a difficult situation. Look at that 555 car. I think Michael Waltrip would call that the turkey walk, wouldn't he? Not rear end knocked out of the car. He's going to have to come down pit road. Ron Hart, though, out front. 20 laps to go. If you're towards the back top of the 10 field or whatever, do you come down for tires right now?
I don't know, Al. I mean, it's a gamble, you know. I mean, if you're a gambling man, sure, it might pay off, but these guys are still running some good lap times around this place.
That is very true.
But the question right now, Al, before we go back green flag racing, will we see the 96 car tomorrow night? Street stock car here at the Rock.
There's a rumor.
I've heard the rumor. I saw the rumor on social media. The millions are wanting to know, Al.
You're going to have to tune in tomorrow night with Brett the Jet here on the Turn 2 Racing Network, as he brings you the Race1Wraps.com Street Stock Series, which will do their battle right here at the Rock tomorrow night. I cannot confirm nor deny those statements.
So stay tuned, race fans. We might see the 96 car back in action. Let's see if that outside line gets a better jump right here with Ron Hart and Zach Nichols, Al.
Into the Postma flooring restart zone. The Tallarico Boardwalk Subs yellow flag will get put back into the holster, and a good start there is Zach Nichols immediately to the bottom in front of Braxton Deweese.
How they didn't make contact is beyond me. You could have stuck a piece of paper between the back bumper and the front bumper of the 44 and 8 car. I don't know how they didn't wreck each other.
Kurtachi right there as well, trying to vie for a top 3 finish here as they got 18 laps to go. A long way to go. Deweese takes a peek to the outside, getting some air to the nose of that car. They all file right back down towards that yellow line through turns 1 and 2. Kurtachi right there as well.
Yeah, they're single file line, but these guys have already made headways which way they want to go. Ron Hart is just probably mirror driving like crazy right now, just trying to hold Nichols and Deweese and Kurtachi off.
Yeah, top 5 cars, and look who's back inside the top 10 now. As we look further back, it is Andrew Payne, who's battling with the LaPlante Racing Product 16 of Noah Boucher. That would be the battle for the 6. Now Nichols to the race lead.
Yeah, he wanted it. He'd come out of turn 2, dove to the inside, side by side down the front straightaway. Maybe a little 3-wide right here. Braxton Deweese wants a piece of this action.
Yeah, Deweese right there on the back bumper of the 44, Nichols, and he's trying to bring Kurtachi along with him as well. Hart is pedaling his back as fast as he can. A little bit of bumper tag to the 44 on entry to turn number 3. Deweese a little bit loose that time as Hart was tight on the right rear quarter panel.
Now Deweese, he's going to try to get second, but can Hart hold that outside line? Don't get up there too high in them marbles up there in that build-up rubber on the racetrack. Oh, golly, I don't know how they're making this work out. I'm nervous.
I am not sure. Hart right to the bumper and trying to slam the door shut on Kurtachi. Kurtachi wisely backs out of it. 15 laps to go.
Scary moment, the 555 car. He was spun out right there. Brett Voris, he was spun out in front of the leaders. What a sketchy moment that was.
Cruz and Kurtachi swapping the 4th spot away, this time off of turn number 2. Is now Cruz back to the 4th spot as Ron Hart puts chase on Deweese and Nichols. And those 3 cars have really broken away from this battle for the 1st spot that we watched. Back up front, though, Braxton Deweese, they're stuck in the 44 of Zach Nichols. And I think we've seen this song and dance before.
Yes, we have multiple times in each series. Street stocks, late model stocks, super lates. These 3 right here running up front each and every week, Al.
Up off the corner they come, still nose to tail. 12 more circuits left to go.
It's almost kind of like the Kyle Larson-Denny Hamlin rivalry.
Not as whiny, though.
Oh, my goodness. How about this? How about Tim Rogers hunting the front? Started P21, runs 10th right now in that 5 car.
Yeah, right, and he's got a little bit of front damage done to that skull can as well. Andrew Payne, multiple trips down pit road to get the damage fixed. He's battling inside the top 10 as well. Greggy Long up 10 positions. Meanwhile, Braxton Deweese closing in ever so closer to that Corrigan Oil, the 44.
He's just buying his time out. He's going to make a move right here. I think he's setting him up coming out of turn number 2. Can he get to the inside? Nichols going to hold him down there. Deweese on the yellow line, side by side down Thunder Alley almost.
Side by side down in the turn number 3. Deweese down on the apron, somehow holds on to it. These 2 will race each other hard. They will not make contact. We've seen it before.
I'll tell you what, Nichols is brave though. Mirror driving like he is, holding that interstate forward behind him. Coming to a couple more laps to go. Will Braxton Deweese keep letting him down? Here comes Ron Hart now. He wants to drive to the inside. Oh, he gets him a little sideways.
Hart to the inside. They're gotten to the left rear quarter panel just a little bit. Braxton Deweese being a little bit blocking him. Hart giving a little bump draft down the front stretch. Gets him loose once again.
Wow.
Tempers flaring here at Rockingham, and as they keep doing that, Nichols just driving away.
He is, and I don't know how much longer that 51 car in race control is going to be on the same agreement. He is all over the back door of that 8 car.
We're watching the battle. Deweese trying to keep him behind him. Here comes Cruz now. Cruz going to try to battle the 51. They're side by side. Kurtachi there as well.
I know Braxton's trying to hold off that second position, but really it hurt these second through 5th cars holding them up like that.
Yeah, now Nichols out to a second lead with 6 laps to go for Zach Nichols. And that's exactly what Nichols wanted.
Yeah, Zach Nichols has checked out the 44 car, 5 laps to go. And Braxton Deweese, I know he's just trying to stay position, but honestly, it kind of hurt the momentum of these cars.
It did there. You look at the lap times this time at the line with 5 laps to go. And Deweese was a little bit quicker, but not enough to make up the gap. He is going to need some help from Nichols or a yellow flag.
Zach Nichols right now, he is just hoping that there's no yellow flag. Hoping we stay green for the rest of these 3 laps.
4 laps to go for Zach Nichols, but meanwhile back here, Cruz, Hart, Crotacci, all underneath the blanket, battling for the 3rd spot.
Zach Nichols working on a little lap traffic right here.
Ron Hart taking a peek now underneath the 31 of Cruz, and you gotta wonder if he can get back to the back bumper of that 8 of DeWeese. Will he be as nice as he was before?
With 2 to go at the line now, 2 to go.
2 more circuits to go for the driver of Zach Nichols, trying to become our 4th different winner, or 3rd different winner, excuse me. Here early on in the Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Tour, Braxton Louise runs in that 2nd spot. This time off the corner, White Silk will fly. Final trip around the rock for Zach Nichols. Down the backstretch for the final time in the turns 3 and 4. Nichols gonna be victorious at the Rock here tonight in the Postma Flooring Stock Series. Braxton Louise will come home 2nd. 3rd will go to Cruz. 4th to Ron Hart. 5th to Jaden Crotacci. Greggy Long, Andrew Payne, Noah Bushui, John Sinu, and Tim Rogers rounds out your top 10 here this evening.
What a great run right there for the final, 30 laps out? We went under green?
It was a great end there as you see Zach Nichols down here on the front stretch, and he is going to burn it down as we get ready to go downstairs into the Postma Flooring post-race show for Zach Nichols, who grabs his first win of 2025 with the Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Tour. And we can't thank you enough for tuning on in. We hope you stick around. We'll be right back on the Turn 3 Racing Network after a word from one of our sponsors. Welcome back here to The Rock, where you have just watched the Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Tour run 70 laps around Rockingham, and downstairs in Postma Victory Lane is the winner of the number 44, Zach Nichols.
Yes, sir. Al, he's climbing out, unbuckling seatbelts. Zach Nichols in victory lane for the first time in 2025.
Yeah, it feels good, especially with the season we've had so far. We've had some good luck and some bad luck, especially last week with us wrecking like 4 times and having to drive through the field. But glad to turn it around and have a good weekend.
Well, you know, Zach, I didn't want to bring up the past. last week was a pretty rough week for you. But hey, you finally got the 44 car parked back in Victor Lane for the first time. I talked to you a lot in the series before. Haven't talked to you a lot this season. I feel like we're kind of separating. I mean, we got to work on this relationship, Zach.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. I'd like to talk to you more, but like you said, the first part of the season so far, we've had some unfortunate luck. Like last week, we got involved in the wreck, and then we got wrecked, and then we wrecked ourselves, and then we drove back up. And yeah, it was cool to come out here with. I've never drove these cars on this track, and it was actually pretty fun for the most part. But the bottom was significantly better than the top. You could see on restarts and whatnot. But yeah, it was a ton of fun to come out here and put on a show.
It looked like these cars were real super loose, and the Weiss and Hart kind of got to battling side by side right there later on in the race. About 10 to go, and you pulled away. When you seen that happen, did you just keep driving forward and just let the mirror just hang up there in the top of the car?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was loose. I was building tight more than anything, but I did see, I think Ron, he was getting loose there towards the end. But yeah, I don't know if Ron was angry at him or he was just trying to push him up to me. But yeah, once they started getting together and whatnot, it allowed us to get a good enough lead to hold on to it to the end.
I'll tell you what, Zach, I ain't trying to bring nothing up bad or nothing, but this 44 car reminds me of a Hendrick car. When it's in traffic, it kind of struggles. But when it's up front, that sucker is gone, buddy. I think there's something going on right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. But yeah, tonight it worked pretty good through traffic. We were in there for quite a while, probably 3/4 of the race, and we finally got up to the front and were able to pull it off.
Well, hey, man, started P11 tonight and hunted the front to the win, and I know you got people think on this awesome-looking 44 car.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Carney's Complete Auto Service, Corgan Oil Company. My dad, he's watching. My Uncle Kenny, he's also watching. I'd like to shout him out. And all you guys for broadcasting and all the league admins for putting this whole deal on. And yeah.
Well, hey, man, heck of a win, and congratulations. Finally finding Victor Lane for the first time this season. And go join it with your team, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Zach Nichols picks up the win as we stand down here on the second rung, and it is the winner from 1 week ago, Braxton DeWeese. And Braxton, this race looked pretty intense from our vantage point. How would you call it from behind the driver's seat?
I mean, it was actually pretty fun. It was a little bit more fun than I was expecting. Starting 12th, I didn't really know what to expect, if we were going to be able to get through the field or not. We were able to, so that was good. A couple of cautions and people wrecking in front helped a little bit, but all in all, we were in a position to go for the win in the end. And the last restart there, we didn't have that real good of a restart, and Zach pulled down. It kind of looked like he pulled down and moved his lane before the start-finish line, so I'm not too sure what the ruling is going to be on that. So that'll be pretty interesting, and in my opinion, I don't think anybody has caught that yet, to be honest with you. So we'll see how that goes. But man, we almost had a opportunity coming off 2 to be able to get to the inside, but we just didn't have that enough of a run to be able to stay to the inside. And Zach was able to get us clear, and with us racing, Ron was able to catch back up, and we just had to hold him off from there. If Ron was going to get around us, he wasn't going to get around us right then and there, and we were going to battle over a couple laps, and Zach was probably going to get by. So I was like, you know what, we're going to defend this position, because I don't think Ron's honestly going to have a chance to go battle him for the lead. So, we were able to at least come home second for now. But yeah, like I said, we'll see how that rolling goes, and we'll see if we stay second or get first.
Well, you're going to come out of the rock with a runner-up position unofficially at this juncture of time. This series, very competitive. Any of you guys can start, anywhere and really run up towards the front here. What's it like racing with the caliber of talent that the ASRC has acquired or attracted here for the Postma Flooring Late Model Stock Tour?
Yeah, it's always nice to have some talent in the field, but talent that you're able to race with and race around. A lot of us up there up front, we can beat and bang a little bit, but usually we're still going. So, it's always nice to have nice, hard racing, and, you definitely know you earned it when you won. So, it's going to be a hard battle all year in the points for the championship, but, if we just keep finishing up front and having good runs, and we were able to qualify first and win our heat race. So I believe there's some points in that situation. So if we keep doing that and finishing up front in the feature, that only helps the points, and hopefully it helps at the end of the year. So, we're going to keep battling, and we got a dual feature next week at Nashville Fairgrounds. So the last time we did that in the last race, the last season, we were able to win one. So hopefully we can at least win one, and to be able to come home with two next week would be even better. So we're going to see what we're going to do.
Should be an interesting week next week at Nashville, and we look forward to seeing what you can do in 1 week's time. But before we let you go, we'll roll out the red carpet, and you can let us know who makes it all possible for you in this number 8 team.
Yeah, for sure. Interstate Ford. They've been on the car since Saturday, and we were actually going for our 4th win in a row, dating back to Saturday night. So, we were 1 spot short, but we might still have a chance. I'm just hoping by the rule book that we have a chance. You never want to win one that way, but if you win, a win is a win. So, not like destroying the guy or anything. That's a different story, but I think you guys understand what I'm getting, but what I'm trying to say. But big shout out to Interstate Ford. We're ever so close, but big shout out to them, as well as Sounds Arts Images, 3 Dips Ice Cream Shop, Ben's Publical, Jane's on Main, Dewey's Renovations, Drillin' Captures, Booth 34 Diecast, Short Track Report, Scrubbin' Tires Media, Blaze Designs, as well as Evan Pineda Designs, and Blue Dog Coffee Company. You can use Brax 5 for 10% off over there. So, another good race. We've had a pretty good February so far. We haven't finished outside the top 5 in 5 races that we've done so far. So, just keep up the momentum and keep it rolling in all the leagues that we're running, and try to, do the best we can.
Well, we thank you for your time, and we hope that momentum continues on into next week. And until then, keep it wheels down, and we'll see you on the racetrack at some point, I am sure. Best of luck, Braxton, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
There you go. Braxton Louise going to come home in P number 2. And Jason, I believe you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, Zane Cruz.
Yes, sir. I have caught up with the 31 car, Zane Cruz. Zane, man, up and down night, but ended up on the podium, P3, buddy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun race. Probably one of the best I've ever been a part of. I'm surprised I was able to hold off a lot of them, to start out with. I thought I was going to fall off pretty good, but, I'm glad to take a 3rd. It was really, really hard last 10 laps for sure.
Well, he was battling with some of the best right here in this late model stock division, DeWeese, Hart, and Nichols. But, man, you hung right in there all 70 laps. That old unsponsored 31 car looked pretty sporty out there.
Oh, yeah, she definitely was rolling, I was practicing last night, and I definitely, had a little of my fair share on the track, and it was really, really good race, actually.
Well, heck yeah, dude. This old track's wore out and everything, and these cars was really fast around this racetrack, and I don't know how you guys held on to the daggum things, to be honest, but you did a heck of a job for 70 laps, wheeling that old bad boy. You got to be nervous at the end of this thing.
Yeah, I was definitely maybe breaking a little bit of a sweat, but it was a blast. I got to run it with a lot of guys that I raced with in real life, and it was definitely really, really fun.
You started 3rd and you finished 3rd. I mean, that's pretty good chances right there. Pretty good odds.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, heck yeah, man. Congratulations on that big podium. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
I guess Tanner and all the guys that, get me to race this. And, yeah, it's definitely a fun time. And I'm glad that you guys got to go live and stuff. And other people were watching. And it was good.
Yeah, well, if you need to blame anybody, just blame Al for all the technical difficulties, because I just sit over here and talk and interview people.
Right.
But, hey, man, heck yeah, congratulations on the podium, and maybe next week we'll see you P1.
Hopefully, but thank you.
Hi, buddy.
All right, Zane Cruz going to come home in that P3, and that will do it for our Postma Flooring post-race show. And Racing Jason, what a great race that we saw here this evening at the Rock, or this afternoon, I should say, this afternoon. A jam-packed stand, saw a great race. We hope you've enjoyed it. Final thoughts as we get ready to close out round number 4 and head into next week. Double features at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
Well, I thought that the Rock put on, a race like we expected. And we saw a guy in Victory Lane finally. Took him a while to find Victory Lane, but we saw Braxton Louise run up front. and saw some, the big wreck. We saw the big one. I didn't expect it, but we saw it, and tough break for those guys. But next week, Nashville should be fun. Double features. That home state right there for me, Al.
Yeah, I know it's your home state. I'm going to crash on the couch and save Roger a little bit of money on the hotel bill, but we'll be there blazing 3 double features coming at you next week, and we'll take a look at these final feature results here. You see where your favorite driver ended, and closing thought from my side of point of view. This race was everything I thought it was going to be. We saw 2-3 wide action. We saw a few wrecks. I don't like to see that. Just because it costs these guys a lot of money to get their cars fixed up and to get back going, for next week. But we saw a lot of great racing, a lot of nice, hard racing, and I think some feelings got hurt a little bit too at the end of this one.
Absolutely.
You see that at the back of the field here, these drivers all involved in wrecks there, just about the halfway. That big one that you alluded to, Nathan Coaster, Zach Coyer, Tanner Tallarico, Braden Cook, all in trouble. Brent Voris's car, Jimmy Gawker, all guys I was put in that realm for maybe the tough luck award here tonight. But I tell you, we really can't do this without the sponsors, and we can't thank Postma Flooring for being the title sponsor for the late model stock division here. And Postma Flooring, serving Lower Michigan and specialize in luxury vinyl plank, tile, carpet, and other floor coverings. You can contact Zach Postma to schedule your next flooring covering project at 616-818-8980. That's 616-818-8980. And we also got to thank our other partners. LaPlante Racing Products, proud sponsor of the Triple Crown Series. And LaPlante Racing Products specializes in the prevention of scaphoid. That's wrist injuries and racing. The patent pending LaPlante steering coupling device, also known as SCD, is designed by a driver for drivers of open-wheel race cars to protect a driver's wrist in front-end impacts across the country. LaPlante Racing Products put in safety first, by a racer, for the racers. Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, serving Jersey-style soup, subs, and salads, serving West Michigan. And tell you, they are ready to go tomorrow night, and it's going to be an exciting one. You're not going to want to miss it with Brett the Jet on the call. The Race 1 Wrap Street Stock Series will be in action tomorrow night. Tune right in right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But until next week, we hope you keep it wheels down, and we'll see you in turn number 3. Good night, everybody.